Hey guys, I'm Michael Allen from TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Sorry about the shady sun thing, but man, it's just too sunny here. Anyway guys, if you've never seen another video we've ever done, this is the one for you if you are planning on living in Costa Rica. This is the 10 Commandments, the word from God. I'm telling you, if you expect to make it and live in Costa Rica. Now, you're probably asking, well, Mike, what makes you God? How do you know these things? I'll tell you. Well, not only do I have like empirical knowledge just from my own experiences. I blogged for a long time. I made about 400 videos. I talked to a lot of people about a lot of things, and that is how I think I can tell you these commandments. We'll say. Now, to me, these are the things. If things go wrong, you could literally lose everything you ever made. You could go back to your home country with your tail between your legs. These are it. There's other little nuanced things, but these are like the commandments. Now, I understand, and actually like the regular commandments, there are exceptions to the rule, which I like exceptions to the rule, right? I mean, you don't want everything black and white. We live in the gray, right? So there's always that little thing, that nuance that might work for you. You might become the exception, but that's not normally the case, and the odds of you becoming the exception is probably not the case. But therein lies the problem. The only people I'm not talking to that are the exception to the rule, and most rules, are rich people. This video is not for you. You can turn it off now. All right? Anyway, guys, two things. When I say Tico, I'm talking about locals, the people that live here. That's what they call themselves, Ticos. And when I say gringo, we'll just say that that's everybody else, okay? All right, commandment number one. If you're going to live in Costa Rica, you need to know, have an understanding and know the Tico culture. You have to have an understanding. You have to understand the Pura Vida attitude, the simple life. You have to know about kind of gringo pricing. You need to kind of know things like when they say yes, they might really mean no. You are not in your country anymore. This is their country, not your country. Keep your preconceptions and how you think things are supposed to be in your head. They don't care. They don't want to hear it. They don't care. So you have to have a knowledge of the Tico culture. And believe it or not, that's one of the main reasons people do end up leaving here. All right. So now, number two, commandment number two, do not get married here. I know. All you guys coming down here looking for the Tika girl. Well, you're usually marrying or liking the girl that's below you in the money, in the economic. We'll say she makes less than you. Women have kind of more rights than you. They will take you. There are just too many bad stories about you marrying the Tika girl and you losing everything you ever had. All right? Now, the gringo girls that come down here looking for the guy, they're usually also... They also end up hooking up with guys that don't make as much money as they do. So now, a couple things. If you are going to get married, your just love is so strong and you are the exception to this rule, you need to get a prenup. You can get them here. You need a good prenup, a good lawyer, do whatever you have to do to get, to get that prenup. Women rule here. Women rule. I would even say if you're going to have a girlfriend, a serious girlfriend here, I personally wouldn't. I would still have her live somewhere else. Give her an apartment if you want. But the common law thing works here too. All of a sudden, you may not know you're married. You might kind of be married. You know what I mean? You're going to lose, man. You're going to lose. A woman scorned here is about 10 times it is in the States. Trust me. You're probably not the exception. All right, number three, commandment number three. Do not build here. Do not buy here. Rent. Rent, rent, rent. Why are you wasting your money? Why are you taking $300,000 and building a place and doing all that? You're not going to get your money back, all right? There's all kinds of reasons why you should not do this, all right? Now, if you do have to buy, oh my God, Mike, I got to buy an existing property. So the bigger one in this commandment is don't build here for a variety of reasons. It is never, I kid you not, it's never been a good story. I've heard the outcome, they're happy with the outcome eventually, but the story to get there always sucks, and it's always way more, it's fraught with danger, guys. Don't do it. And I guarantee you won't be the exception on that if you end up building. Now, if you are going to go that route and purchase something, maybe a container type home, man. Save your money, rent, have a place of where you kind of lay your, your head, and then you can travel around. Stay here 6 months, rent over here for, do something. Don't do the buying land, buying property thing. All right. Now, number 5, secure your property. Okay. I'm not trying to scare you, okay, because what I'm about to say sounds like, oh my God, it's around every corner. I don't care. Cameras probably are a must. You probably should get cameras because that's kind of the way now. They're good to have. If you have to get a dog, get a dog. If you have to get a safe in the hidden place in your house, get a safe in the hidden place. If you have to get gates over your windows, get the gates over your windows. It will cut your odds of being your stuff taken down to almost zero. All right, but you got to protect it. You got to protect that. You just can't. Don't learn this one the hard way. Okay, so this is a hard and fast rule. Protect your property. Now, number 6, commandment number 6. Do not get in business, sign contracts, do business with a Tico. Let that sink in for a minute. I know right now you're going, oh my God, Mike, that is the most racist comment I've ever heard. Hold on. Okay, think of this as kind of like doing, loaning a family member a large amount of money or going in business with a family member. When it goes south, it goes way south. And here you are going to lose. You're going to lose if it goes south, and it almost always goes south eventually, and you're going to lose. I'm not saying Ticos are bad people. It's got nothing to do with that, so don't go with that race thing. I'm talking about, think of it as kind of like lending your brother 50 grand and thinking you're going to see it again. So it's kind of that, more of that concept. Goes south, it goes way south. Don't do it. If you want to go in business, do your business. You know what I mean? All right. Now, this also contrary or kind of along the same lines, just because somebody is white or from where you're from, oh my God, you're from Baltimore, me too. They're not necessarily your friend. Matter of fact, you probably got more chances of being ripped off by a gringo than you do a Tico. So how's that for a little bit more racism? White privilege, no. Okay, so got that one? Now, I don't know what number we're on, doesn't matter. You do not want to do legal litigation here. You don't want a lawyer. I'm not talking about getting a lawyer, to like set up a business or set up your, for things of that nature, just things that you kind of need a lawyer. I'm buying a house, I'm doing this, I want, a business name, I want to set up my business. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like when you say stuff like, man, I'm going to sue him. Well, like most lawyers everywhere in the freaking world, you're going to lose. You got to, walk it off, do whatever you can. You do not want to get into a legal battle or litigation. Oh, I bought that property, you didn't give that to me, or you do this. You don't want it. You don't want it. You're going to lose that, or you're going to lose you're going to lose everything you had trying to win, all right? And that's pretty common anywhere to get a lawyer, but again, I think even a little bit more so here, okay? All right, the next commandment. If you are going to employ or have Tico people work for you in any capacity, first you might want to get the advice of a lawyer what you should do. I'm telling you, even if it's your gardener that comes once a week, you want to make sure you're doing things right. I'm telling you, that guy that comes, hey man, can I just work in the back of your restaurant? I'll just clean dishes. If you could just pay me on the side. Man, they got so many rights, you will get burned on that too. You can't fire that dude. He will go right to the ministry, and you owe that dude so much money, he'll own your place soon, all right? So, if you're going to have Ticos work for you, make it legal, all right? Now, next one, or one of the last ones I see. Okay, always have your passport on you, or actually a copy of your passport on your phone with your last stamped out date, okay? It's just good. A lot of things bad can happen if you don't. If you do get pulled over, things happen, there's high fees for that, not being able to show who you are. type of thing. So you want a copy of your passport and your last stamp, the last page of your stamp copied on your phone. Nowadays is very easy. All right, guys, those are it, man. If you follow those, you're probably going to make it here without not too much trouble. You do those, think you're the exception, which, hey, maybe you are. I'm telling you, the stories aren't good, and you'll probably write me eventually going, Mike, I should have listened to you on that. Oh, one more. This is from my good friend Amanda Stewart, and this actually applied to me. This was one of my commandments. If you get too drunk, you don't want to be walking home, man. Take a taxi, because I'm telling you, the infrastructure here, you can find yourself with a lot of broken parts on your body, man, with rebar sticking up there, holes here, drainage ditches over there. It's not a pretty picture. So if you get drunk, get a taxi. Anyway, guys, I'm Michael Allen, TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Peace, guys. Hope it helps.